But Group A, we're going to know what all these four teams look like here by the end of this evening, as South Korea is taking on Czech Republic, or Czechia, as Carm astutely said there. This one, to me, Carm, you talk about Mexico being class of the group. This one could very well be winner of this game is who's going to end up grabbing that second place in this group. As you mentioned, in this tournament and how it's set up, is second place as valuable as maybe even just getting your 3 points, qualifying, moving on to the round of 32. That's to be debated as we move on. But as far as this group, these are two sleepers that could win this thing. But certainly this match will tell you who's probably going to be finishing in that second or first spot, right?
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if South Korea were to win the group. I think if Mexico... Wow. I think the fact that Mexico is minus 140 gives you an indication of they aren't prohibitive favorites to win the group. We're seeing a lot of group winners or a lot of group prices where the teams are, European teams are minus 240 and higher to win the group. So, as a host nation, they get the advantage of playing all three games on home soil, and that's a huge advantage for them. But you go into this South Korea one, this is a very talented team. They have a front line that can score some goals on this team, and you look at it, and there's 5 or 6 categories you look at to try and figure out who the better team is sometimes in a game. And you look at it, and you look at South Africa experience, much more experience in the World Cup than Czechia. Their attack, I think, is better. Their midfield, much more creative. Their pace, much better, and they're going to run at and put a ton of pressure on that back line for Czechia. But where they are good on at Czechia is set pieces. And you got a guy like Patrick Stick on the team. They're very good. They're a physical team as well, too. That's their two advantages. Is it enough for them to win this game tonight? I'm not entirely sure. I think you're getting about plus 170, plus 165, plus 170 on South Korea. It's plus money across the board, which means the two-way handicap is likely a pick 'em as well too. But plus 170 is honestly, it is worth a sprinkle on this one at plus 170. You look at again the Czech Republic, and they're a pragmatic team. They just go about their way and they find a way to win games. You look at their qualifying; they didn't qualify the normal way through Europe. They had to go through a playoff. In their first playoff game, they played Ireland, losing 2-0. They were able to even it up, get through extra time, and then win it in penalties. Then they played Denmark, a team that normally qualifies for the World Cup. And in that game, which was the final to get into this World Cup, it was the same thing. 1-1 draw after 90 minutes, a scoreless extra period, and then they go to penalty kicks, and they win it in penalty kicks again. So they find a way to win at times. Does that work in the World Cup? Not always. I'm much higher on teams that do in convincing fashion against good opposition, and I think South Korea falls into that category. So that's why I think they're the better team tonight and likely should get the win.
Yeah, and Carm, one thing too, we always like warning people when the World Cup rolls around, or when you're betting soccer in general, whether you're following some of the great handicappers like Carm here loading soccer plays, always read the fine print where we make it very clear of what you are actually betting, because three-way lines, draws will throw in if you're looking at money lines. So there are bets like tie no bets, draw no bets. So make sure you are reading the analysis from the capper and you're making the correct bet before bombarding customer service with how come they said this play won when it lost, or how come this play lost. So check what you are betting, double check it, and then press bet. That's my public service announcement here before we head into the tournament, Carm, because betting soccer is different than betting any sport, because those three-way lines super important to keep an eye on, Carm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So whether it is the group stages or whether it's the knockout stages, what you have to remember is when you log into your book and you click on World Cup, normally the first thing you're going to see is much like this South Korea game, you'll see South Korea plus 165. You'll see the draw around plus 240, and then you see Czechia at about plus 180 or plus 190. There are 3 different options on how this game will go. It's either Team A or Team B is going to win, or it's going to end in a draw. all bets are graded on 90 minutes plus injury time, which is normally about 5-6 minutes or so in the group stages and in the knockout stages. Now, in the knockout stages, if a game is tied after 90 minutes and you took a team to win, your bet is a loss. But there are other options that you can take if you wanted to try and avoid the draw, is taking the two-way handicap. And on my page at Wager Talk, you'll see there is a cheat sheet for for betting soccer, which explains three-way lines and two-way lines. Two-way lines is essentially a handicap in the game. So you think about it along the lines of football. You might see a team like Mexico who's favored by a goal in today's game. If you bet them on the two-way line and they win the game 1-0, you push your bet. It's much like betting an NFL team favored by 3 and they win by 3. It is a push. If they win by more than a goal, you cash your ticket. Sometimes the two-way handicap is the best way. You know whether you win or lose, and the draw does not affect you unless you are taking the dog. And if you take the dog +1, in this case, South Africa, let's say, in the game, you're getting them at +1, which means they can win, they can lose, they can end in a draw and you cash, or if they lose by a goal, you push. So you have 3 different things. So the handicap is very important in this. And I think if you're a novice to sports betting, as far as soccer goes, sometimes playing the handicap line, you'll see some books have it as listed as spread and total. You click on the spread and total tab and it shows you the spread and total, and that eliminates 3 options and narrows it down to 2. And you can take the spread. You can either take the dog or you can take the favorite.
Yeah, and Carm, we won't even get into the whole mess of talking about Asian handicap lines and the quarter goals and the 3/4 goals. You want to learn about that?
Yes.
DM Carmine Bianco. Go over to his page, wt.buzz/CB.
It's on that cheat
Carm,
sheet.
They'll find how to bet, that cheat sheet. What else are they going to find at your page? Because I know you are amped up for this tournament. And, oh, yeah, the Stanley Cup Finals is going on as well, man. So what are folks going to find over at your page?
Yeah, NHL winner in Game 4 with the best bet. And we have one up for tonight. So you can head over and you'll find that on my page. And then the World Cup, a couple games, a couple plays today, and a bunch of other future bets as well, too. And games for this weekend, starting 2 games today, 1 tomorrow, and a bunch on the weekend as well, too, including a 5% play. You can get every single World Cup play, prop, futures, side, total that I release over at Wager Talk. If you purchase the Wager Talk World Cup package on my page, $149, it gets you all of those plays right through to the Cup final. And the last 2 World Cups, plus 60.1 units of profit. We've won the last 2 World Cups, and we're going to do it again.
I love it, Carm. Keep it up. Also, with that price, Carm is going to get you access to a Discord channel where he'll be firing off on his live bets. If Carm is betting it throughout the World Cup, you can bet it as well. So check that out over at Carm's page. If you didn't get access yet, just reach out to him at Carmine Bianco WT. He'll make sure you'll be good to go.